Jennifer Castro was planning to sue the airline and the person who recorded her. Here's what went down. There was this 3-year-old kid sitting in her airline seat. She asked the kid to move back into her correct seat. And, surprise, the kid threw a tantrum. And of course, someone recorded the whole thing. Now, Jennifer looks like some kind of uncaring monster. But here's the kicker. There are reports saying the kid's mentally ill, so suddenly she's a Karen, right? A classic example of an entitled woman demanding her way and not giving a damn about the kid's condition or the situation. What's wild is this happened in Brazil. And in many places, you're not allowed to film people without permission, especially in private spaces. But in the US, if you're in public, you can usually record. That's why I keep saying privacy is dead. Once footage hits social media, everything changes: your life, your reputation, your legal standing. You're vilified and biases form fast. Now here's the twist. Jennifer Castro is blown up online. She's an Instagram influencer with 2.4 million followers. Used to be a banker. Now she's got this platform. Sometimes even if people criticize her, it can turn into profit. That's the world we live in. If someone defames your character and you end up making money off it, should you be punished? Well, a lot of lawyers are saying, hold up. If you're benefiting financially, it complicates things. Courts often look at damages. What harm was actually done? If she's making bang from this, it's harder to justify punishing the recorders. And here's another thing. Brazil's law is clear. You need permission to record someone. It's not like the US where recording in public is legal most of the time. So, Jennifer's legal team might have a case here. The news guy jokes that maybe airlines won't bother with policies against recording, except Spirit Airlines, because people love to record that garbage airline's conditions. But honestly, having recordings from flights is crucial. Think about it. What if there's a criminal act? Or a parent who's teaching their kid that the world bends to them? Remember that Alaska Airlines window that was shattered? Or the times people get dragged off planes because of overbooking? Or if a person of color gets unfairly removed and someone's recording to show the truth? These recordings protect us all. I've filmed airline reviews myself, showing Frontier's filth, or catching Avalo Airlines' unprofessional antics, like singing over the intercom. It's about holding companies accountable. Now, I agree with the point that we've raised a generation of grievance and entitlement. And the story about the guy with a bad leg refusing to give up his seat, he paid for that upgrade. So why should he? The same logic applies to that kid's family. They could have easily asked a relative to switch seats instead of throwing a tantrum. The real issue is discipline. Kids need to learn that the world doesn't owe them shit, that they can't always get what they want, and that respecting other space and belongings matters. And honestly, it reminds me of my own childhood. My dad used to make me come home for Thanksgiving because my little brother missed me. I was 22, my brother was 10, and I felt angry because my dad used guilt and intimidation to get what he wanted. Same with walking 6 miles home in high school because my parents didn't want to buy me a cab. Or walking miles for milk in the summer heat because they couldn't bother to pick it up from work. They expected me to sacrifice for my younger brother because that's what good parents supposedly do. But that's also about discipline. Teaching that children don't get whatever they want and that others work hard for what they have. So, yeah, I get it. We're raising a generation that thinks they're entitled to everything, that they should get their way no matter what. And if someone stands up for themselves like Jennifer Castro, people want to tear them down. That's why I support her case. In Brazil, you can't record someone without their permission. She should absolutely sue the airline for allowing this to happen. And maybe her family needs to be held accountable too, forced to take parenting and discipline classes, because they clearly ain't teaching their kid that the world doesn't revolve around them. Because if this kind of entitlement keeps growing, we're headed back to the damn 1950s. Kids getting smacked, beaten, and whipped just to keep them in line. That's not the answer, but we do need to start holding parents responsible for raising respectful, disciplined kids. Because the truth is, children should not be given everything they want. And if you create an environment where people are slandered and defamed just for standing up, like Jennifer, then we're headed for a society where nobody can speak their mind without fear of backlash. So yeah, I'm all for fighting back. Because the world doesn't owe anyone a damn thing, especially not spoiled brats throwing tantrums. Respect, discipline, and accountability. That's what we need more of, not coddling or excuses.